This video is about the front kick. Now, in the last video I introduced you to the lead jab. Now, one of the two equivalents to the lead jab that we can use that require the use of the feet, the front kick and the front side kick. Today we'll look at the front kick. Now, you can use it in a similar way to the jab, as said. The uses are ranging attacks, so you can actually use that to know the exact distance between you and your opponent. You have a certain range using the front lead jab, and the range of a front kick is slightly more than that, but you're still able to use the front kick at a relatively close range. It's a good, safe, probing attack in that respect. You can throw a front snap kick reasonably safely without receiving one in return. It's good to help close the range. Now you can use a front snap kick or any of the other front kicks to close the range when you're a little bit further out. Throw the kick while you're moving in. You can also use the kick to control the range in another way, to actually lengthen the distance, in that you can use one of these kicks to entice your opponent into retreating, in which case you then have more room to use a more powerful kicking attack to follow through, or that you've basically got your opponent already on the retreat, so you can choose to use other combinations while he or she's retreating. It's good for stopping a charge from your opponent. If you have an opponent that tends to charge, you can just raise up a front kick and let them run onto that kick, and even if they're a much larger opponent than you, they will land onto the kick, and although they won't be injured, they will push you back, and you've safely kept them out of harm's way. So in one way it's similar to fending someone off with your hand. You can use it to cover your retreat. If you want to come back, you can throw a kick with the front foot to distract your opponent while you're able to retreat back. Also, if you are retreating and your opponent does follow you very vigorously, you can use the kick to hold them up again. Similar to if they were charging, it can either fend them off, or it can actually be a change of decision on your part, that you see someone wildly following you as you're retreating, so you then throw a front kick into them to take advantage of them being open and charging. So a feigned retreat, in other words. You can use it in combination with a jab or other blows as a 1-2 combination. The example being is you throw your jab, and that may well mean that your opponent will step back or lean back or just block the punch, in which case you then have the option of throwing the snap kick in with it closely running behind the initial jab. You've got a better chance of connecting with something like that. Some of the variations on the front kick, the front snap kick, which I've mentioned a few times because it's probably the mainstay, that requires you to use the ball of your foot on the attack, thrusting it out very, very rapidly. Another variation is the heel kick, which is very similar to the front snap kick, except you have your heel forward. They're quite popular in some styles of kung fu. That's a good one for jamming into the groin. It's also a good one for attacking the kneecap. It's also a good one for attacking the leg. If someone's kicking at you, you can use it also as a jamming kick. Someone who's very rapid kicking attacks, if you can be aware of the initiation of their attack, you can just rise your leg up with the heel so that that nice little circle, the arch of your foot, mates nicely with their leg, and you can jam their kick, which will prevent you getting one. Another variation is the rising kick, where you're kicking with the instep part of your foot and bringing it up more, a little bit like kicking a soccer ball or a football. That's a good one for the ladies if you're being attacked close up, grappled by a man. Men tend to be reasonably heavily shielded with muscle, and if you're a lighter opponent, such as a woman or a smaller person, it can be difficult to injure your opponent. Whereas if you bring a rising kick up into the groin, most people will take notice of that. Now, practicing it, for the initial phases of the practice, get into the habit of doing a two-step procedure with the kick, bringing your knee up to at least waist height and then thrusting out after that. So you practice that slowly as an up-out movement, 1-2. When you have that coordination, well, then you can try and get it more smooth and flowing and a little bit faster. Don't try and practice the kick too slowly, or you'll be concentrating more on trying to keep your balance than you are on the kick. Don't try and do it too rapidly, or you might lose your form. A good way is just to find a comfortable slow speed to perform it, and then start working your speed up. It's also a good way to be able to practice it without injuring yourself, hurting your knees and things like that. Just gradually increase the speed with each kick, so that your legs are getting a chance to warm up. Practicing with shadow boxing is very, very good. You do need to practice being able to maneuver, moving, stepping forward, stepping back, using your advance, retreats, side steps and so forth, and being able to throw that kick while you're doing it without losing your balance and falling flat on your face. So hopping around and doing a bit of shadow boxing is good for that. Practice with light, medium or heavy bags. They all have their individual values. A light bag is a very live sort of target. It'll fly away from your kick, and it'll also swing back, and try and coordinate yourself with kicking the bag when it's coming back towards you. Medium bags are a little bit better for your penetration, and heavy bags of course come more closely to an actual body weight. So again, they're all got a different feel. You can use focus pads and shields if you're able to practice with a partner. That means that with focus pads especially, your partner can move the pads on the hands. The focus pads are hand shields that fit on a glove, that they can move the glove around to different positions, requiring you to move around to adjust to hit the blow. And you need to be faster as well. It's something to bear in mind, that most people won't be standing there and waiting for you to kick them. So if you're able to deliver that kick very quickly and spontaneously, you've got a much better chance of getting it in. Focus pads are ideal for practicing that. Shields are also good with a partner, because the partner can move bodily. Very, very good for practicing hitting in the body, and also because your partner is holding it, you've got that full body weight. In a way, it's similar to a heavy bag in that you've got that full weight there, but also the partner moves a bit, and you have to learn to adjust your foot, adjust your leg for the range and so forth. On the subject of range, a bit of non-contact sparring with your partner is also good for practicing your ranging, having your partner move in and move out, so that you've got to adjust yourself and learn where you are with the range. That's something a lot of people find difficult, especially with beginners. You will see that either they're throwing their kicks in the air because they land way short of where their opponent would be, or otherwise, especially if there's full contact sparring going on and people are wearing protective gear, very often your opponent will be coming in so close that your kicks are being jammed. They're they're in too close and you're not really getting a chance to put them out. So you'll see a lot of knees clashing together with bodies and rather ineffective. So a bit of non-contact sparring if you can. It's very good for practicing just manoeuvring into the right position with your opponent. Okay, we'll go out and have a look at it demonstrated in the field. But the jab with the hands is both the front snap kick can be used or the lead side kick. Just the snap kick, you lift, knee up, and then extend. And you're kicking with that ball path of your foot, so just lift and extend. And just practice that one not too slowly. As you can see, it's hard to balance, especially if you're on rough ground, but start it off slowly and then bring some speed into it. That's basically the equivalent of the hand jab.